Hello and welcome to Teachitright. My name's Chris Pearce and I'm the company owner. Usually at this time of year we'll be able to meet you face to face and go through all the course details. Unfortunately we're not able to do that this year, so what we thought we would do is we present a video to you that hopefully answers all the questions that you may have. We're going to go through a series of slides and explain how the course works. Of course, if you do have any further questions, then don't hesitate to get in contact with us. But hopefully you'll find this video useful and you'll be able to also relay any messages to your child that you may need to. Right, let's make a start and just have a look at the slides. So again, welcome. We're very much looking forward to starting back from the 12th of September. Looking forward to welcoming back our Year 4 students from last year, but also welcoming our new Year 5 students. This video will actually cover off various different things. We'll talk about the course structure. We'll also look at the differences between CEM and GL, and more detail about that will be provided as we go through the course. We'll also look at the course resources. We'll discuss homework. We'll look and discuss our student portal. Also outline some COVID-19 policies that we've got, and also give you some reminders. So the first slide we're going to look at is actually an infographic which just shows a little bit more about us. So we're very proud at Teachitright to have a pass rate of over 82%, certainly for the last 5 years that we've been working, and we're very proud of that. There is a little bit of a caveat that children need to be with us for a year or more, but we certainly will give your child the best possible chance of success. We have a number of students across various counties, so we operate in Berkshire, Buckinghamshire, Surrey. We also have centres in the West Midlands as well. We also have had markers in the centres. As we start back this weekend, we actually won't be having our markers. We'll be using homework review videos, but hopefully when things and the restrictions ease, we will welcome back our markers to help us mark a lot of the students' work. There's about 25 different tutors that we have working at Teachitright. We're all qualified teachers and certainly very passionate about supporting children to the best of our abilities. Let's just have a look at the course structure, and the course will run from September until July. This will be in 6 blocks of lessons, and what we do with the Year 5 students is they have 2 hours each week, but we actually alternate the subject areas. So we'll be doing verbal and non-verbal to start with in block 1, then we do English and maths, then we do verbal and non-verbal again, then we come back to English and maths, and the last 2 blocks will focus on things like time management and of course very importantly exam technique in the final block. For our Year 4 students who do an hour with us each week, they will be doing subjects that again will be alternating through the academic year, starting with verbal, then non-verbal reasoning, then mathematics, then English, and then in the last 2 blocks we actually return back to verbal reasoning and non-verbal reasoning. And the reason for that is often those 2 subjects are not focused on within the national curriculum or at school. All the subjects are covered, and we also focus on both GL and CEM, and we offer what we would describe as top-up classes if you are going for both authorities. But we certainly know how important it is to cover off both GL assessment, which is currently the exam board in Buckinghamshire, and also CEM, which operates in Berkshire and also in the West Midlands as well. Every 6 weeks the children will actually do an assessment, and this is really to understand how your child is getting on and how they're progressing, and also identify any areas of development. So every week 5 the children will do a test, and then we'll be able to give you lots of feedback in week 6, and more detail about that will be provided as we start the course. The next slide that I'm going to show you actually provides you with a pie chart just to show the weighting of the subject areas in GL assessment or Buckinghamshire. The dominant subject, as you can see from the pie chart there, is 50% for verbal reasoning, comprehension and SPAG, spelling, punctuation and grammar. Non-verbal reasoning represents 25% and mathematics represents 25%. And just to let you know that the children for GL assessment do 2 papers, one that contains maths and non-verbal, while the other contains the verbal, comprehension and SPAG sections. Looking at CEM, very similar, 50% for the verbal reasoning and English, and we say that the English represent about 10% of the 50%, numerical reasoning at 30%, and then non-verbal reasoning at 20%. And they also do 2 papers. More details about the exam boards will be given as we go through the year, and I'm sure we'll be doing things like parent workshops, and they might be via Zoom or potentially face-to-face depending on how things go. So don't worry, we'll give you lots of information about the exam boards as we progress. Now, what will your child be receiving? So when they start with us, they'll get a Teachitright bag. They'll get lots of jotter books. The jotter books can be used in the class to record anything down. They'll also get a spelling book, and they'll get a vocabulary book as well, and lots of useful word lists and things will be given out at the start of the course, along of course with their books for block 1, and we'd make sure that the children always bring those along to each of the lessons. They'll also require those books to do their homework, and a homework overview will be given so your child knows each week what they've got to do. In regards to homework, we actually layer it at Teachitright. So we have you must tasks and you could tasks. The you must tasks, we would ask those children to do that as a minimum expectation, but if children do want to do the you could, they can. Now, we will be providing children with a series of coloured stickers, and we will ask the children to actually, once they've used the homework review videos, to use these stickers to put on the front of their books to show how they found the homework. So for example, if they put a green on, anything between 80% and 100%, the orange, anything between sort of 50 and 79, they've understood it, but they may need a little bit of help, might have made a few mistakes, but they really grasp what they're doing. If we see a red sticker, it really does mean that that is something we need to go over in more depth, and maybe there was a lack of understanding about how to do that question type, and we certainly will give as much support on those areas as we possibly can. The blue stickers actually indicate that your child hasn't had time to do their homework, and hopefully we can support them in a way of either catching up and getting it done at some point. The you could, we would ask parents to check for us, and they can be marked with the answer schemes in the backs of the books. We will be providing videos that will go through all of the you must tasks, and we would ask your child once they've done the homework just to watch those videos, because not only will it share the answers, but it'll also explain how to get to the answers as well. We also have at Teachitright a student portal, and we will send out details in the next few weeks in regards to how to access the student portal, and you'll be able to access all the lesson plans, various materials. Hopefully this will be a useful place to go as well, and watch various videos that we'll be putting up there for your child to watch. So please do use the student portal. This can be accessed through our Teachitright website, and we will send out passwords and also email addresses. You'll need to use your email address that you've actually joined when you joined with us, you used, and this, as I say, will be sent out in the next few weeks. There'll also be an instructional video which will be sent out, which will show you exactly how to access it and how to get on. Of course, if there are any problems, you can easily contact our office and they'll be able to help you out. We have a reward system at Teachitright. We always think that if our children are going to work hard, it's only fair that we reward them for working hard, and we do give out tokens, and the children will be able to spend these tokens on various gifts and stationery and things at the end of the block. Now, just talking about COVID-19 and the policies that we have, when your child comes into the centre, or if you're bringing other children with you and you're doing kind of lift shares, we would ask you please to come and sign your child in on entry. You won't be allowed, unfortunately, to go into the buildings, but you can do this outside, and there'll be a centre manager there to help you sign in and make sure that you've filled in any documentation that you need to before your child goes into the classes. Every child will have their temperature taken on arrival and will need to sanitise their hands when arriving and leaving. Please do respect social distancing at the centre, and hopefully it'll be very clear about where you will need to line up before your child does go into the centre. If your child is feeling unwell or has any symptoms, please do not bring them to class. We can provide pre-recorded lessons, and we will be doing that, so there would be an opportunity for your child to watch those videos and catch up with any work that they have missed. Centre-specific instructions will be provided via email, so for each of our centres we will be sending out details about how it will work with our COVID-19 procedures in that specific location. Requests, please. Please be punctual for the start of the lesson. That's really, really important. We really value the time with your child. So please do make sure you get there early enough and your child is ready to start at a slightly earlier time now for our year 5s. They will be starting at the weekend at 8:45. It is the usual time for our weekday classes at 4:30. But please do make sure that you are there in plenty of time. Please also make sure that your child brings their books every week. What we don't want to be doing is giving out too many spare copies. Much rather your child had their own books. And also do make sure they take those home as well. And our tutors, I'm sure, will be reminding them about that. Would ask your child to bring in their own pencil and dictionary into the class, and just to use those individually themselves rather than sharing them around. Do make sure, please, that they do have a pencil and a dictionary ready to go. And it is also really imperative that all snacks are nut free. We do have some children that do have nut allergies, so any snacks that are brought in, please do ensure that they are nut free. A lot of our communication is done via email. We do send out lots of emails, so do make sure you do receive those. Sometimes initially they can go into spam or junk folders, so do double check you are receiving emails from us. Newsletters are sent out monthly, and they do contain lots of articles and competitions and lots of different things that are certainly worth reading, and that will come out at the beginning of every month. Do also please follow us on Facebook and Twitter for any of the latest information. We do use those social media platforms a lot to keep you up to date with lots of things in terms of dates, registration dates, and lots of things around the 11 plus, and also suggestions on activities and things you can do at home to support your child as well. Centre managers will be available to answer questions outside. Please email or call if possible. And after the first lesson, we will provide your tutor's email address. And that certainly would be the best form of communication, please, to get hold of them. But certainly never hesitate to phone up the office as well and ask any questions that you may have. We really can't wait to start, and we look forward to seeing you from the 12th of September. Thank you very much for your time, and we look forward to meeting you. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.